Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we'll be building this really simple glowing orb effect in Figma, which you can use for your loading screens or for your landing pages and whatnot. So let's see how can you build this really simple effect using just Figma prototyping. So let's get started. Okay, so we're in Figma right now, and the first thing that you need is an artboard. So let's create an artboard, and I want something around 300 by 300, but you're free to pick any artboard size you like. And the next thing that you need is a circle. So let's create a circle, and exactly same dimension. You want the circle to be 300 by 300 as well. Okay, so now we have our first circle ready, and what you have to do now is you just have to duplicate this circle. So you have now two circles, and what you again have to do is you have to choose the circle that is on top in this layers panel, the circle that is on top, and you have to create a mask out of it. So right click, and you'll get an option to use it as a mask. So click on use as a mask. Okay, and make sure that the below circle is still there. It's not masked. The top one is the masked one. And what you have to do is you have to create another circle now. So let's create another circle, something like this. Okay, and let's give it some color. So I'm just giving it this color for now. Okay, and just move this back into the frame, and if you see, since we have created a mask, the above circle is getting masked out of the below circle. Okay, so let's just rename things just for our clarity. So this one will be mask, this one will be top, and this is the bottom glow. Cool. So now we have the arrangement of layers here. And by the way, whatever you mask, right, that particular layer becomes invisible. Figma doesn't show any properties of those. So it doesn't matter what color have you put, Figma will not show it. So that's why we are using this mask. Okay, so now these two things are ready, and you have the bottom one. Select the bottom most circle, and now what we have to do is we have to add some bunch of shadows to it. So the first thing that we need to do, by the way, first of all, once you do this, just come here and give it a fill of 1%, because we don't want any fill, but 1% fill is needed. Otherwise you won't be able to see inner shadows that we're going to add. So just add any fill and then add like 1% opacity to it, so that you can see the inner shadows. Now we have to add effects. So let's add our first effect, and we want first of all inner shadow. So inner shadow, just pick the same color as the top one. So I'll pick this color. Okay, and you have to make sure that the X and Y are at 0 position. If it's not at 0 position, your glow will be here and there. So you just want it to be exactly in the center, otherwise it will be shifted by this number. And let's give it a very high blur, something around 60-65 should be working. So you get this really nice glow, and the center is empty, but you get a really nice glow in the edges. So that's first part of our thing. This is the value that you have to use. And now let's add one more effect, and that effect is basically drop shadow. So you have this drop shadow effect. Again, you have to make sure X and Y are both 0, and the color is exactly the same as what you have for your this top color. And let's add a really high blur to it, something around 100 I think should work. Let's add directly 100. Okay, and if you feel like this is very overwhelming, you can also reduce the opacity a bit, like 70% or maybe 60%. That should also work out. Okay, and in the top one, the top most circle that we had, we also have to again add some blurring to it, so that this doesn't look this much solid. So let's add an effect here. Instead of drop shadow, add layer blur. Okay, and reduce the opacity a bit and increase the layer blurring, which looks like really diffused. So let's add like 65. Select this option and make sure that it's to your desirable color. So I think 80% opacity looks really good. So this is the entire circle, and the next thing that you have to do is select the main artboard and remove this clip content option, because if when you have this clip content on, you will not see this glow out going outside. So you have to uncheck it so that this glow can move outside. And if you see, I'll just also turn off the artboard color fill here. So if I turn it off, you see we get a really nice glow outside, and these are the effects. So that's how your first frame will be ready. Just fine tune this circle a little bit, and this circle is what we have to do animations with. Okay, so our first frame is ready. Just duplicate this frame. I hope you understood what we did here. What we did is we created a mask, and then we added on top of that one circle, and this circle is what we're going to move. And on the bottom we have added another circle, which we have added drop shadow and inner shadow. Inner shadow will give inner glow, and a drop shadow will give the outer glow. So that's what we did. Now in the second one, what you have to do is you have to again choose a different color. So let's pick a different color, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick something which is nearby. So in this spectrum, just pick something which is nearby or adjacent to your previous color. Don't pick something which is further away from your color, because the transition will not be smooth if you pick something which is very far away from your spectrum of the color. So pick something which is neighboring to your previous color. So I'm just picking this purple violet sort of color here, and then similarly I have to just change all of the other colors as well. So I'll just select the mask color here, the bottom shadows color. So if you see here, I'll just add this one, and exactly same properties you have to add with just the different color. And in a shadow, change it to this color, and now you have your second sort of frame ready. Now in this frame, what you have to do is, this is the part that is moving, so just move it a little bit here, so that it's from here to here it has moved something. Okay, and what you have to do is you have to repeat this bunch of time, let's say 5-6 times, and just keep on changing the movement of this orb, this circle, across this circle, across the main circle. And let's say create like 5-6 frame with different colors. And again, I've told you how to pick the colors. The colors needs to be adjacent. So right now we have something like violet here, so I can go something like around blue in the next frame. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Let me just create the different variations. So I've created these 6 circles, exactly the same process I have used. Just change the colors, and as I told you, just pick the adjacent hue of your previous hue that you have already picked. So I've just picked these 6 different hues here, and now what I have to do is we have to connect them through prototyping. Okay, so let's do that. Let's quickly prototype them, and it's really easy actually. Just select the first artboard and link it to the next artboard, and instead of on click, add after delay, and you don't want any delays here, so just add 1, and instead of dissolve, add smart animate, and instead of ease out, you have to add linear. So this is the important thing, you have to add linear, because we want the motion to be really smooth and symmetric, right? We don't want any breaks or fast movements there, so we want linear motion here. And this time you can play it around. If you want faster, you can just have like a smaller time. If you want slow movement, you can have like 1000 millisecond, 2000 milliseconds. It's totally up to you. Okay, so first to second, exactly the same way, add second to third, and again same thing for all the artboards. So let's quickly do that. Okay, and in the last one, the 6th one, you have to connect it back to the first one. So let's connect it back to the first one to complete the animation, and exactly the same value as well. Okay, perfect. So all our circles are now connected. Now what we have to do next is, I'll just select all of our circles, all of the 6 circles, go on top and create component set. So this will create a component set for me, and let's call it orb. And what we have to do next is really simple. Let's just create a quick artboard. So I'll hit A on my keyboard, and let's pick some desktop artboards for now. You can pick any artboard of your choice. I'm just going to pick MacBook Pro 14. Let's add a dark fill to it, and now go to your assets panel. Since you have created a what do you say, you have already created a orb here, circle here, you can just drag it here. So here is our orb. If you see, this looks really stunning, but one thing if you can notice here is that this movement, since we just randomly placed here and there, it was not calculated, it looks a little bouncy and not that soothing. Okay, so what you have to do here is very simple trick. Just come here in your main orb, that wherever you have placed it, create a circle, and this circle has to be a little smaller circle than your main orb. So just create a smaller circle like this. Just needs to be tiny bit smaller than your main circle. the main orb component, what it'll do is it'll hide the uneven motion of the middle circle which is moving, so that you won't be able to see it, and you'll only be see this rim glowing. So that will happen here. And let's add just like a black color to it. Let's give it a little bit of an opacity so that you can see the background movement as well. So 90% opacity should work. And let's add, I think that's perfectly fine. And we can also add some logos and all if you want. So let's quickly add an Apple logo here. Okay, so we also have added an Apple logo. And now let's see how this looks like. If you see now, this looks absolutely amazing. Because of that moving component, it looks like the colors are tracing the rim of this entire animation, and then you also have this really nice glow that is happening. So yeah, that's how you make a really simple orb effect in Figma. You can use it for loading screens, you can use it for home page design, whatever you feel like, and just play around with the different values of time, and you can make it faster and slower as well. And yeah, I hope you learned something today, and if you like, just give it a thumbs up and let me know what you want to see in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.